Hello, this is News Plus on Viewer Television. My name is Patient CD. A committee of House of Representatives has resolved to issue a warrant of arrest against executives of the cryptocurrency platform, that's Binance. The Committee on Financial Crimes made the resolution during a hearing on a petition brought against the crypto firm. This is the latest in a series of clampdowns against the company by the Nigerian government. It should be recalled that the Nigerian government reportedly arrested two Binance executives over alleged money laundering and terror financing. The chairman of the committee, Obinna Jinja, ruled that the committee will commend to the larger house for the executive of Binance to be arrested. He explained that the warrant of arrest is to ensure that the executive appears before the lawmakers. Senator Iheyen, the lawyer of Binance, also appeared before the committee on behalf of his client and presented a written address. However, the lawmakers rejected his representation. The House of Representatives also has resolved to urge President Bola Tinubu to comprehensively review the 2012 Orasanye report. The Goni Aji report, which reviewed Orasanye report, the white paper released by President Jonathan administration, the Ama People white paper, and the Ebele Okeke white paper, in line with the current realities. They also urged the executive arm of government to develop and implement policies that will reposition the agricultural sector, the solid mineral sector, and the informal sector, which will serve as alternatives to those that may be laid off. Consequently, while at the same time spurring economic growth, the resolution was passed equal to the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance, as sponsored by Honorable Kama.
Implementation of a report 12 years after it was first made, which ordinarily may be described as outdated, especially because of how dynamic the society, economy, policy, technology, and all facets of our national life has been. The House concerned that is contrary to the assumption that the full implementation of the report will reduce cost of governance with the current realities. The full implementation of the report will not substantially reduce the cost of governance as it does not reflect the current situation in the public service of the Federation. The House deeply worried that the full implementation of 2012 Rosa report in 2024 will certainly throw up unintended consequences, implications, and outcomes.
Still on the House of Representatives, the House of the Joint Committee on Special Duties and Public Assets have asked all federal government agencies to suspend concession processes until its ongoing investigation is concluded. The chairman of the committee, Honorable Ademorin Akuye, gave the directives during the inaugural investigative hearing held at National Assembly Complex in Abuja. This was as some agency that appeared for the hearing claimed that they were not given a letter of invitation to enable them to prepare for appearance.
It's our responsibility and indeed our mandate to ascertain the extent to which these programs have honored their promises, followed due processes, followed laid out terms of operation, and charts a course for their optimization. The deliberations today are a cornerstone of the democratic process, reflecting our collective commitment to ensuring that public assets and public-private partnership operate within the framework of integrity, delivering value to every Nigerian.
Earlier, while declaring the investigative hearing, open Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, explained that the exercise will mark a crucial milestone in the history of the 10th House. The Speaker, who was represented by his Deputy, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, stated that the objective is to meticulously dissect the triumphs, challenges, and overall impact of PPPs and concession agreement on public infrastructure and services.
Active involvement, constructive discourse, and a mutual commitment to transparency, and accountability. It is going to be more of jaw, not war. Because it's all about one nation that we all are proud of. We have no other nation. We should not take it personal. It's a public service.
Some of the agencies that honored the invitation were Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission (ICRC), Nigeria Electricity Management Service Agency (NEMSA), among others.
Call for national duty, and that is why you had to take time out of your schedules to be here. It's a collective responsibility for every one of us to ensure that this country works for the better. And I believe that is why we're here, and that is what we intend to do. Members of the First Estate of the Rim, thank you for all that you keep doing. You've never failed us in the National Assembly. For everything that we do, you are always present. Thank you.
It will be recalled that Honorable Saidu Abdullahi had on February 27, 2024 made a move of the motion of national public importance on the need to investigate all concessions processes by agencies of government in the country. The House of Representatives also has urged the Joint Administration Matriculation Board (JAM) to extend the registration for 2 weeks to enable the anticipated potential candidate to register for the 2024 UTME. The resolution was passed equal to the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Honorable Bello Shinkafi.
Worried that the online registration would constitute setback to non-combatant candidates who anticipated for the examination participation will not achieve the core objective because of imminent deadline, which requires your legislative attention and intervention. Also worried, without extension of registration, many candidates will not be able to register and participate in the exercise, and that means there will not be a wider coverage and participation in this year's GMB examination in Nigeria. Convinced that your quick response to the extension of time by 2 weeks will encourage the parents of this candidate to persistently register their children. Importantly, this will reassure the public on the confidence of this current administration in Nigeria.
The House also mandated the relevant Committee on Education and Legislative Compliance to enforce strict compliance. Also, the Green Chamber urged the federal government ministries of education and health to collaborate and develop a mandatory drug testing program for secondary school students in Nigeria. This followed a motion sponsored by Honorable Moshood Oshun titled "The Need to Introduce Mandatory Drug Testing for Secondary School Students in Nigeria."
Also worried that according to studies which showed a notable prevalence of drugs and substance abuse across secondary schools in Nigeria, 1 in every 4 students between 15 to 19 years abuse substances. Syrup containing codeine and tramadol top the list of drugs, ranking higher than cannabis. Aware that random student drug testing, RSDT, is a drug prevention program whereby students are tested for recent use of illegal substance and is aimed at deterring drug use and identifying students who need help with staying drug-free. Cognizant that a mandatory routine and random drug testing for students is for preventive, not punitive purposes, and early intervention is crucial for achieving success in tackling the menace of substance abuse.
The House also urged the National Orientation Agency and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to increase awareness about substance abuse among secondary school students nationwide. The Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Tajudeen Abbas, has assured Nigerians of the present administration's a resolve towards ensuring food sufficiency as well as addressing this culture for hunger and malnutrition ravaging the country. Abbas gave the assurance during the inauguration of the House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security, chaired by Honorable Chike Okafor. The Speaker described the committee as very crucial to the vision of the House to be responsive, results oriented, and effective in performing its constitutional mandate towards the security and welfare of Nigerians. Representing by the majority leader, Honorable Julius, observed that Nigeria, like the rest of the world, is experiencing a food crisis exacerbated by climate change, rising inflation, and pervasive insecurity.
Let me also re-emphasize the position of the House to improve food and nutrition for our people. In our resolve as a House to tame hunger and malnutrition, pursue food security and sustainable development, we prioritize agricultural development as a key legislative agenda based on our strong belief that the agricultural sector is a critical factor in growing the nation's economy and scaling down poverty rates.
In his remarks, Chairman House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security Honorable Chike Okafor applauded the House leadership for setting up the special committee which focuses on food security and nutrition.
This is more worrisome in the context of reports that most farmers in neighboring border states now prefer to sell their produce to markets outside the country to earn more than they would have earned selling them within Nigeria on account of currency fluctuation. In the light of the above, this committee deems it wise to propose the declaration of state of emergency in nutrition and food security in Nigeria to address the issue with the required sense of urgency and multi-stakeholder strategic participatory approach.
The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, while commending the efforts by the legislature, noted that Nigeria, being a participant of the United Nations Food System Transformation as well as reinstitution alignment, so the Ministry of Agriculture being recognized as both Agricultural Ministry and that of Food Security.
We recall that in the last administration under former President Muhammadu Buhari, a National Food Security Council was created, chaired by the President himself, and I was privileged to be the Vice Chair of that National Food Security. And what led to it is the recognition that food security is not an agriculture issue, it's not a health issue, it's not an environment issue, it's not physical security issue, it's all of it. And you need to have stakeholders around the table so that we can appreciate, we can do better. And the same thing with nutrition.
It's time for a break. When we come back, we have more news on you. Just stay with us.
morning, gentlemen. I'm at the Envoy Hotel, Diplomatic Drive 305, here for a business weekend. It's been an amazing stay. Conference hall and business facilities here are stylish and innovative. The Envoy Hotel is luxury, esoteric, opulence, for ultimate comfort.
Discerning travelers, we are more than just a place to stay. We are an icon of comfort, style, and thoughtful luxury. We are Envoy Hotel.
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining us, this is News Plus on Viewer Television. Now, the National Emergency Management Agency has declared that the warehouse looted in Abuja on Sunday did not belong to it. Recall that hoodlums broke into a storage facility in Gwagwa area of Abuja on Sunday and looted stored food items. Residents of the area said youths broke into the warehouse located around Tasha area of the community in the early hours of Sunday and looted bags of maize. Some said residents of neighboring Jiwa and Karmor communities also trooped towards the site with the intention of partaking in the loot. NEMA's spokesperson Manzo Ezekiel says the agency sympathizes with owners of the looted facility as he clarifies that the looted warehouse does not belong to NEMA. And the Adamawa state government has confirmed the outbreak of Lassa fever as one core member tested positive. Briefing journalists in Yola, the Adamawa state capital, the Commissioner of Health, Felix, says government is taking measures in curtailing the menace before it escalates. Tangwami called on the public to be conscious of the environment while appealing to them to report any suspicious persons.
And after presenting symptoms suspected to have been infected by Lassa fever at Modibo Adamawa University Teaching Hospital, a sample was collected on that day and transported to NRL on the 23rd February 2024, while that of contact persons were collected on 23rd February 2024 and sent for testing at National Reference Laboratory Abuja on 24th February 2024. Her roommate inclusive. The good news for us is that while 4 results came back negative, 1 was positive. The 2 patients from NYC camp Damari are still receiving treatment in Mount Yola, and their prognosis is not too bad. We have also asked that the sample of the index patient be retaken and investigated for verification.
The governor of Borno State, Professor Babangana Zulum, has appealed to the federal government not to merge the Army University imbued with the Nigerian Defense Academy. The governor disclosed this during the continuation of the distribution exercise of 100,000 bags of food palliatives to communities of Maiduguri and Jiring local government. He said such a decision will align with the ideologies of Boko Haram, which frowns at Western education, explaining that the establishment of the institution created education opportunities for Borno and neighboring states in the country. Zulum also noted that the long conflict in the northeast region denied children and youth education. Hence, it is important for the Army University of Biu not to be scrapped. The governor also made a similar case for the National Center for Agriculture Mechanical in Loring.
We will appeal to the president to look into this issue so that the Army University of University Biu will remain as a university. That's our appeal. Then, but if this is not possible, maybe if they don't want to create another university called Army University, we shall still appeal to the federal government to allow to the Federal Ministry of Education to take over the Army University to become a conventional university. This is also something that we shall plead to the federal government. If it is possible, they should allow it as Army University because of the importance of education in this part of the country. While Boko Haram is saying that education is forbidden. And I think by allowing this Army University to be, to be scrapped, I think they might have achieved one or two of their own objectives.
As part of efforts by Nigerian Army to maintain peace and togetherness to promote cultural heritage, the 33 Artillery Brigade in Bauchi conducts the 2023 West Africa Social Activities, popularly known as WASA. During the event, the Commander 33 Artillery Brigade, Brigadier General Emmanuel Igbe, states the significance of embracing the unity in diversity, particularly among the Nigerian Army. He added that it is through this shared experience that the military foster comradeships, builds brigades, bridges, and further enriches the history of the brigade. Our Bauchi State correspondent, Awal Hassan, has more on this story.
The West African Social Activities, popularly known as WASA, originates from World War I and II, when the Nigerian Army fought as part of the larger West African Frontier Force.
And during this period, the Nigerian Army celebrated their cultural heritage at the end of each year during the war, marking it with some offerings, sacrificial offerings, animal offering, end of year harvest. The British authorities, our colonial masters, then incorporated this tradition into the Nigerian Army yearly activities and named it the West African Social Activity.
In commemoration, the 33 Artillery Brigade celebrates the 2023 West African Social Activities WASA at the parade ground of Shadawanka Barracks with a display of various cultural and social activities, which according to Brigadier General Emmanuel Egbe, Commander 33 Artillery Brigade Bauchi, is a symbol of unity.
It is through this shared experience that we foster comradeship, build bridges, and further enrich the tapestry of the brigade. As we celebrate this year 2023, let us carry the spirit of unity, empathy, and understanding way beyond this event. Let us be ambassadors of inclusivity, respect for both the military, the civil populace, and the broader community.
In attendance was the Bauchi State Governor, who was ably represented by his Deputy Honorable Awal Jatto. The Deputy Governor commended the Nigerian Army for organizing such a wonderful event.
It is well organized, and the social aspect is exclusively captivating. And the cultural parts of it is holistically integrated. We really enjoyed what had happened, and I wish to congratulate the organizer, the commander, and other head of military organizations that are here in Bauchi.
Highlights of the activities during the event include presentations of awards to the Deputy Governor and other military personnel for their outstanding performance, bonfire, as well as other social activities. Awal Hassan, Viewer TV News, Bauchi.
And that's how much we can take on News Plus. My name is Patient CD. Many thanks for watching. Do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.